Ah, all done, Tench?
Yes, sir. Sir, why does an RAF Land Rover need a digital CD player?
Serves a vital military purpose, Tench. Stops an RAF officer who's stuck in the middle of nowhere going completely mad.
So you're going on manoeuvres, sir?
In a manner of speaking, yes. A certain young woman from the village has promised to show me some of the local scenery. Although between you and me, Tench, I'm rather hoping we can go a little further than that.
What, Inverness?
Harrison, can you hear that?
Sir?
That sound. What is it?
Well, I believe the technical term, sir, is total silence.
Come on, Tench, think. What sound haven't you heard recently? Think, man. Well?
Horses.
I sometimes wonder what would happen if I wasn't on this base. Haven't you noticed, Harrison? That siren of ours hasn't gone off in months.
Yes, well, there is a very simple explanation for that, sir.
Well, of course there is. It's broken.
With all due respect, sir, the reason the siren hasn't detected any incoming Russian missiles is because there aren't any incoming Russian missiles, nor will there ever be.
Oh, you're not still banging on about that end of the Cold War theory of yours, are you, Harrison? That's just Soviet propaganda.
Yes, in that case, sir, how do you explain this photo of the Russian Chief of Staff sharing a joke with a five-star American general whilst playing golf in Florida?
Oh, you know what the Guardian's like. Now, I want you men to test that siren this afternoon.
This afternoon? That might be a little tricky, sir.
Well, I'm sorry if it's not convenient for you, Harrison, but perhaps you'd like to ring up the Russians. Ask them if they'd mind postponing their invasion. Not like the gas board, Harrison. Can't specify morning or afternoon.
No, sir. But you can be pretty sure they won't turn up.
Hello? Simon, Greg here.
Hello, mate. Did you get my message about the siren?
Yeah, shouldn't be a problem. Any chance you could bang me some flying jackets?
Well, just as long as you're careful. Had a bit of explaining to do when those gas masks I sent you ended up in Vivian Westwood's autumn collection.
No worries, mate. Here, I'll have a siren with you tomorrow morning. It's Japanese.
Excellent.
Well, North Korean, actually, but same difference.
That'll do nicely. Cheers, Greg.
You see, Doogie, it's rated on an ear system. Every hotel is awarded a number of ears to denote how tranquil it is. 5 ears means it's very tranquil. 1 ear means you're probably near to a minor road. Now, we have got 4 ears already. If we can just get that prestigious 5th ear.
Well, if it's any help, Ian, I have 2 ears I'm not using at the moment.
Sorry to be a nuisance.
Is everything all right?
It's just the radiator in our room. It's making a faint rattling noise.
I'll sort it out right away.
Well, if you don't mind, and it'd be awfully nice to get some sleep tonight.
Right, well, we're off for a quiet stroll, get some of that pollution out of our lungs. Thank you.
You know, Dougie, I really think we're onto something with this tranquil business. If we advertise the right way, there's plenty of people would jump at the chance to get away from it all.
Oh, you're right, Ian. You could have coach loads of tourists flooding and all clamouring for peace and quiet.
Exactly. This place could become the peace and quiet capital of Scotland. Good evening, Flight Lieutenant.
Evening.
Well, I'd better go and see to that radiator. It's been disturbing our guests.
Evening, Flight Lieutenant. The usual? Or are you driving?
I am sorry about this afternoon. The Wing Commander grounded me.
Ah, so you're the mystery appointment she's been keeping secret all afternoon.
Oh, for your information, Mr. McLagan, I merely offered to show the Flight Lieutenant some of the local scenery.
Ooh, is that what's an offer?
Well, if you'd still like to go, I've had the Land Rover kitted out with a few creature comforts. CD player, wine cooler, anti-tank gun in the boot.
Well, you might need that when our boyfriend comes back off his oil rig.
Look, I can't go just now. I'm minding the bar.
Well, how about tomorrow, then?
All right. Pick me up tomorrow after school.
Really, when you've quite finished fraternising with the occupying forces, I could do with another drink in here.
Why don't I get these?
Oh, that's very kind of you, Simon. I'll have a double.
Right, well, I think I'll try one of these 22-year-old malts.
Yeah, I think I'll just stick with my usual.
I found this dumped by the gate, sir. I thought I'd better bring it in, just in case it was a bomb.
One replacement siren, sir.
Excellent work, Harrison. Well, your contact has come up trumps.
Yes, indeed. I gather it's the very latest model, sir. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Hang on. I think there's something else.
How nice. A free gift.
Harrison, why in God's name have you got us a communist siren with a free plastic statue of Karl Marx?
Well, you see, the thing is, sir, we have recently learnt that the North Korean army have secretly been stockpiling sirens.
They have?
At the last count, sir, they had 4 sirens for every man, woman and child in the country.
Good God. I'd no idea they were that far ahead.
So, by capturing this siren from the North Korean stockpile and by having it here, we are, in our own very small way, doing our damnedest to redress the balance.
Well, in that case, it gives me great pride to have this siren on my base, but still don't want the free gift.
Setting, do you want it on, sir? Loud, extremely loud, or deafening?
Let me guess.
Well, we do have to bear in mind other people in a situation like this, so just set it to extremely loud. So what are all these coloured lights for?
Well, these are the different degrees of alert, sir.
Ah, I see now. So, that's red alert, amber alert, sort of peach alert. And that must be Mandarin alert.
Yes, sir. That'll be for when the Chinese are invading.
So, how long till it's up and running, Harrison?
Well, I've wired it up to the radar system, sir. All we need now is a volunteer to go out into the freezing cold and fit it.
Well, up you go, then.
Go on then, tackle me.
That's a detention, Harrison.
Oh, now, in my day, that would have got a caning.
That's a barbaric English practice, Simon. We never had the cane up here.
It's always the strap.
So, we going out for our drive, then?
I'm sorry. I can't. I'm needed at the hotel. These stupid guests have got my dad running around soundproofing the entire building.
Perhaps they could get him to put a bit of lagging around that noisy old drunk who sits at the bar.
I promise I'll make it another day.
Oh, well. Suppose I'll just have to wait here, then. It's only 3 hours till tonight's meeting.
Well, if you're staying, you can colour this in. I've got to go.
What?
By the way, stem's green.
Right, Tench. I'm leaving you in charge. Now, remember, the entire security of the Western world is in your hands.
Do you really have to go, sir?
It's Wednesday night, Tench, Village Liaison Committee.
Oh, right, you are. Well, at least the siren's working now.
Good. Now, have you familiarised yourself with the various alerts?
Yes, sir, there was a demonstration tape that came with it.
Excellent. I'll take that along with me. Now, if there is a nuclear attack while I'm out, I want a written report on my desk when I come back. Right, everyone, I'd like to welcome you to this meeting of the RAF Village Liaison Committee. Now, item number 1, apologies. Mrs. Mulvey.
I'm awfully sorry, but I've not brought any scones.
Strike that bit out, Harrison. Now, I'll come straight to the...
See, I've given up making them for Lent.
Oh, really?
Yes, unlike certain others I could name. I was in the post office this forenoon, and who should I see but Mrs. McFadgen? Mrs. McFadgen, I said, is that flour in your shopping basket? If God had wanted us to make...
Sorry, Mrs. Mulvey. I'm not sure if you're aware, but under Queen's regulations, it is actually illegal to talk to an RAF officer about baking.
Oh,
had no idea. Could you strike that bit out?
Thank you, Harrison. Now, I want you all to listen very carefully to this tape. Now, we've just installed a brand new siren at the base, and this will demonstrate the various noises to look out for. Play it, Harrison. Now, I'd say that means there's been a sort of minor incursion. Whereas that would be a medium-sized border skirmish which could escalate. Well, you get the general idea. Of course, that was just a demonstration. The real thing will be far louder.
Hold on.
So, any questions? Mrs. Mulvey?
You know the young couple above the post office? Are they married?
We'll look into it, Mrs. Mulvey. Right, well, if that's everything...
No. Actually, I'm a bit concerned about this new siren. It's very important that my guests get peace and quiet. You see, I've just found out that I've got 4 ears. And I don't want to risk losing them.
Yes. Well, look here, Guthrie. No matter how many ears you think you've got, if you hear that siren, it means one thing and one thing only. We're all about to die horribly in the blast of an incoming nuclear missile.
My God! We're going to die!
Make love to me, Mr. Guthrie.
No, that's just Tench having a few teething problems.
I'll strike that bit out, shall I?
Stop it! Just stop it!
Oh, we can't trust you for a moment, can we, Tench?
I'm sorry, sir. It just went off.
Well, this is your fault, Harrison.
Right, Tench, when I get the signal, commence the dual override procedure. And now.
Well, at least we know it works.
Repeat procedure now!
It's a bit too sensitive, sir. All I did was go outside and wave at it.
Well, Harrison, you got the ruddy thing. What are we going to do?
Well, we could always disconnect it, sir.
Oh, no. No. We must have a siren.
As you wish, sir. Although, of course, you do realise it'll go off every time a passing wasp comes within a mile of the base.
Will it?
Oh, undoubtedly, sir.
Well, hang on now, Harrison. That could be pretty useful. If there's a wasp around, we should be the first to know about it. It's the airman's greatest enemy.
A wasp?
Oh, yes, Tinch. You get a wasp in your cockpit, it can be very nasty indeed. I remember one time, over Cyprus, one of the blighters was buzzing around at 20,000 feet. I went this way, that way, and he banked, and then I had him in my sights right there on the dashboard. I locked onto my target and... It's your siren. Sort it out, Harris.
Any luck, sir?
I think I might have sorted it. Here goes.
You've done it, sir.
I think you might be right. How about that cup of tea?
Righto, sir. No, you've definitely done it.
Yes! Oh, thank you, Ian. But we are aware of it.
I can't apologise enough for all this. Please accept this meal on the house to make amends. Sorry? And I'd like you to have these souvenir jars of marmalade and 2 free tickets to the Inverness Aquarium.
Look, Mr. Guthrie, I know it's not your fault, but this break was very important to us.
Yes. Yes, I can see. I'll leave you to it.
Ooh, yum, yum. Look, why don't we just start this holiday from here? Yeah?
Oh, why not?
Cheers.
Cheers.
They're playing my tune!
This is unbelievable. Why are we here?
You chose to come here?
Only because you can't make decisions.
Well, that was because you refused to go to Tuscany again.
I have never been to Tuscany.
Right, well, that's me off to bed. You should be all right. Most of the seabirds are asleep now. Well, good luck, men.
Yes, I do hope we don't disturb you, sir.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'll have my earplugs in.
Yes, I'm sure you will, you mad old duffer. Right, so that's 8 birds, 7 insects, and once when the wing commander set it off by snoring.
I've been thinking, sir. Can you speak Korean?
Oh, I'm afraid not, Tench. I've studied French, German and Spanish, and I have a smattering of Russian. Oh, and I can say go away in Welsh.
Oh, pity. Because if only we could speak Korean, we might be able to decipher the code on the bottom of this box.
You idiot, Tench! That number's the security code. That's what turns this thing off!
Yeah, I know, sir, but it's in Korean.
What is it?
It stopped.
God.
Silence.
I really am sorry. I've been a fool. What about if... No, you...
Well, let's give it one more try, eh?
Ah, bliss.
Привет!
You'll notice that I haven't charged you for yesterday's newspaper, seeing as it hasn't arrived yet.
It's a disgrace, Mr. Guthrie.
Sounded as if it was going to land on the roof.
Apart from the plane, the siren, the roof and the shower. Otherwise, okay.
There. What does that look like?
Good Lord.
Простите меня, я должен был приземлиться.
What's he saying, Harrison? You've done a bit of Russian, haven't you? He'd better have a pretty good explanation.
Привет! Как проблем?
Вы говорите по-русски? Был осадный кабина пилота, и я должен был приземлиться.
Well, Harrison?
He says he's sorry to inconvenience us, sir, but, he had to make an emergency landing. Apparently, he had a wasp in his cockpit.
До свидания.
Talk about bad timing, Dougie. It's 20 years since anyone landed there.
That couple were nothing but trouble. Typical English. If it hadn't been the Russian fighter plane skimming the hotel roof, it'd have been something else.
Hello? Yes. Speaking. A complaint? No. No, you can't remove my ears. No, it's tranquil. It's tranquil. Listen. No, I'm outside. Now listen. Eh? Wouldn't you say that's tranquil?
So, we finally made it.
Yeah. Just look at that loch. To think it's been here for millions of years, since the glaciers retreated, eroding the softer rock and forming those islands you can see there. You paying attention, Callum?
Yes, miss.